Hello, grade 7. Today we are going to study lesson 11.1, chapter 11, analyze and compare data on dot plots. First, we want to know we can use dot plots to analyze a data set. We can observe how the data is centered or spread across the line. So in this lesson, we are going to know how we will observe how the data is centered or spread across the line. We can calculate the mean, median, and range of the values to help us come to valid conclusion about the data. An outlier is a value much greater or much less than the others. They can affect the range of the dot plots, but not the median. So please, you have to note that the outlier, it can affect the range because in range already we will compare between the least and the greatest value, but it will not affect in a median. To make sense to use the median to compare the two data sets when the center gives a good description of the data or when there is outlier. So when we look at this data, we can note that 11 here in this case, it will be outlier because it's far from, we have a large distance from the rest of the data. People once used body parts for measurements. An inch was the width of the man's thumbs. In the 12th century, the King of England, Henry I, declared a yard was the distance from his nose to his thumb in inches with a straight arm. So if 15 people were measured and these data values were the results. So we can use or we can recognize that the most of people, the length was 35 and 34. Then there is no outlier in this one and all the data in this region. Then where the results would come to a logical conclusion that 34 to 35 inches is a yard. The dots are spread out with most at 35. So when we look at the numbers here, you will note that the data values start at 30 and end at 36. So we can find the mean of the data, and how we will find the mean, we will add all the numbers. Then I have 30 and I have if I want to calculate the mean, so we are going to add all the data. So we said that we have already 15 people. We will make 30 plus 31 plus 32 plus 32 plus 33 plus 33 plus 34, 34, 34, and so on. And after that, we will divide it by 15. Then you are going to find the value for the mean. If we want to find the median, so we have 15 people, then this number is an odd number. So we can say 15 plus 1 equals 16 divided by 2. So the median, it will be, the order of the median, it will be 8 and 9. So we can count here, the number is 8 and 9. Then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and 9. So we can say that 34, we will find the average between them. Then 34 plus 34 divided by 2, to the median, it will be 34. After that, we want to calculate the range. So the range, it will be the difference between the least and the greatest value. The greatest value was 36. The least value was 30. Then the range, it will be 36 minus 30 equal 6. Then by using the data in the dot plot, we can find the three main points, which is mean, median, and range. In this set of data, we don't have outlier. So please note that we don't have outlier in this set of data. We can also compare dot plots visually using their traits of center, spread, and shape. And we want to know what is the difference between shape, center, and spread, and which central of tendency we can use it in each one. So here, out of 20 students who received an A on their math test for 2 classes, so we have 2 classes, 9 a.m. class and 11 a.m. class. Once we look at the result for the students, we will note that for 11 a.m., the most of the students lies on this region. But for 9 a.m. class, we can note that they got a good marks or they understood the lessons more than 11 a.m. class. Then this score they received, if we will visually compare the shape, so 9 a.m. class understood the material a bit more. Then the shape, you will recognize the data from the shape. Second, if we want to know if we the visually compare to the centers, so the most common score from 9 a.m. was at 100 here, and 11 a.m. the centers was 96. So the center for 9 a.m. is 100. The center for 11 a.m. was 96. If we visually compare to the spread, and the spread, it will be the range, then we will note that the spread for 9 a.m., look at the data at the top, so the spread between 100 and 91, so the spread is 100 minus 91, and the spread for 11 a.m. is 99, the greatest value, and the least value is 93, which means the visually for the spread 91 to 100 and 93 to 99. So 9 a.m. has a greater spread in scores. The median allows to compare the centers. So if you want to compare between the centers, so we have to calculate the median. And as I said, if you want to calculate the median with an odd set of data, then we can find the order by using the number plus 1 divided by 2. Then you have the order, then you will take the number and the next one. Let me give you an example for this point. Here in this question, we have 15 people. So 15 is an odd number. So the order for the median, it will be n and n plus 1, which means 15 is an odd number. So I'm going to add 1 plus 1 divided by 2. Then it will be 16 divided by 2. It will be equal 8. So we have 8, and we will take the next one, n. This is the order for the first one, and then the next one. So it will be 8 and 9. So we will back to the set of data, and we will find where the 8s and 9s. We will find that it was 34. Then 34 plus 34 divided by 2, so the median equal 34. Then to compare the centers, we have to compare the median. To compare the spread, to the spread, you are going to compare the range. The least and the greatest value, you will find the difference between them. So to find the order for the median, in case if you have an odd number, as I said, it will be n and n plus 1, and you will find the average between them. Their sum divided by 2. But if it was an even number, you will divide it by 2 directly. So in case if you are working with 20 data, so it will be 20 divided by 2, it will be equal 10. So the order for the median, it will be the 10th one. And again, if you want to compare between the centers, then you are going to use the median. If you want to compare between the range, you are going to use the spread. So we said how we can compare visually. Also, we can compare numerically. of two data of two dot plots we can use numerically by calculating values that are related to the center and spirit. As I said, center we will calculate the median, spirit we will calculate the range. Then the outliers can affect the calculations. If I want to compare the shapes of the dot plots, compare the centers. So we want to find the center, and as I said here, we have a number, so we will add them together, divided by 2 for 9 a.m. and for 11 a.m. Then it was 98 plus 99 divided by 2, so the median in this one 90 in class 9 a.m. 98.5, and the second one is 96. Second, I want to compare the spirit, so we will find the difference between the least and the greatest value. In 11 a.m. it was 99 minus 93 equals 6. Then 9 a.m. the median was 98.5 and the range was 9. 11 a.m. the median was 96 and the range equal 6. Then this is how we can compare, and as I said, outliers, it will not affect in case if we will not use the range. Then in this was 11 1 in chapter 11. Thank you for watching. See you in the next video, inshallah.